Winter is coming. We know what's coming with it. Ice, snow, and Game of Thrones references. But you don't need a subscription to HBO to know that cold weather can cause some serious damage to the surface and the inside of your concrete. So in this video, I'm going to explain why salt may not be your best ally in this winter war, some alternatives to de-icing salt, and finally, how to help prevent concrete damage before the next icy season, which may actually be a more satisfying ending than both seasons 7 and 8 of Game of Thrones. Hey, I'm Josh with the Concrete Channel, and yes, salt does damage concrete, from crumbling, cracking, and flaking to potentially leading to concrete slabs shifting. You're probably beginning to question why we use salt in the first place. Here on the Concrete Channel, we do plan to explore the underlying chemistry of how and why salt interacts with concrete in a future video, but for the one you're watching right now, we're gonna focus on its usage with ice and snow. So on the surface, salt, or sodium chloride, looks harmless, but effective as you watch that ice disappear. During this process, salt melts and mixes with the snow and ice, gets absorbed by the concrete's pores, and then it begins to deteriorate the concrete from the inside. This corrosion compounds and intensifies over time through repeated freeze-thaw cycles, which only makes things worse. Freeze-thaw cycles are the constant freezing and thawing of concrete as temperatures drop below and rise above freezing. Additionally, as temperatures drop to around 15 degrees Fahrenheit, salt starts to become ineffective. Melted ice can then refreeze, causing slippery conditions to return and even more damage from expanding ice. So how do we help prevent that concrete surface damage from happening? I'll talk about some chemical alternatives in just a minute, but one way to help prevent damaging your concrete surface is to use non-chemical alternatives to salt that can also add traction to the surface. These natural options are likely somewhere in your house already. I'm talking cat litter, wood chips, sand, and even coffee grounds that can lie on top of snow or ice instead of just melting it. Though it may be a pretty tough choice between using those coffee grounds to help you navigate all the family gatherings this time of year and safer concrete surfaces. Tough choice. Another way is to ensure your concrete is sealed with a high quality penetrating sealer that essentially protects the concrete surface, and it takes up space inside the absorbent pores so that water and other liquids can't. This does need to take place before the winter season, and it won't really eliminate the problems that salt can cause, but it can help slow down the rate at which it happens. So depending on when you're actually watching this video, salt may be all you have and all you can use, which is a great reminder to subscribe to the Concrete Channel so you can see seasonal concrete content like this and more throughout the year. If you do have to use salt, however, be sure to remove any excess after the concrete has dried to reduce the amount of salt making its way into the pores. Basically, use salt as little as possible and clean it up when you can. Some of the more common chemical alternatives are typically found at your local stores and can also cause damage. One of the more popular alternatives to salt for preventing slippery conditions is calcium chloride. Calcium chloride stays effective at very low temperatures down to negative 25 degrees Fahrenheit, which means it will continue to melt ice at much colder temperatures than that regular salt. A similar yet more expensive alternative to calcium chloride is magnesium chloride. This is a diluted solution, meaning that it requires more material to de-ice properly, and it doesn't stay as effective at temperatures quite as low. And last but not least, if you want to avoid any type of salt or chemicals altogether, these are the options that you should consider. Concrete mats or pads can be plugged into an outdoor outlet and melt snow and ice in very specific areas. Or a more expensive route that you can go is by installing heating systems within your concrete. The trade-off there is that they basically eliminate a wintertime chore or two off your checklist without the concern of de-icers damaging that concrete. Now that you can say not today to ice, snow, and the damaging effects of salt and other de-icing solutions, it may be worth taking some time to find out if and how your uneven concrete can be lifted during cold weather in this video. I'm Josh with the Concrete Channel. Thanks for watching.